What if I told you the world's richest man just publicly accused the President of the United States of being connected to the most notorious sex trafficker of our time? It sounds like the plot of a political thriller, but it happened just days ago. We're diving deep into a story of power, influence, and a feud that could rock the very foundations of American politics. This is the Epstein Gambit, why Elon Musk is tying Trump to a scandal that won't die. Welcome back to US and World Politics Decoded. In a world saturated with information, we're here to cut through the noise and expose the mechanisms of power. Have you ever wondered if the official stories we're told are the whole truth? It's a question many of us ask, especially when it comes to secrets the powerful might want to keep buried. Well, get ready, because today we're exploring an accusation that throws that question into the spotlight. Elon Musk has ignited a firestorm, and at its center are President Donald Trump and the infamous unopened Epstein files. Let's get into it. The stage for this drama was set on Thursday, June 5, 2005. Amid what some describe as a vindictive online battle with President Trump, Elon Musk decided to drop a bombshell. He took to social media and launched an accusation that was as direct as it was explosive. Musk wrote, "It's time to drop the big one." He didn't stop there. He directly implicated the president, stating, "Trump is in the Epstein files. That's why they haven't been made public." To be clear, Musk did not present any evidence to back up this claim. He simply added a foreboding promise. The truth will come out. This is a monumental accusation. It's one thing for internet commentators or political opponents to speculate. It's another for the wealthiest man in the world to suggest that a sitting president is somehow connected to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes, and that this connection is the reason for a government cover-up. So, what are these Epstein files that Musk is referring to? For months, there has been immense pressure on the Trump administration, largely from the far-right and influential internet figures, to release the remaining documents from the federal investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein, the disgraced financier, was arrested in July 2019 on serious federal charges related to sex trafficking. He died by suicide in a federal jail cell just a month later, while awaiting trial. His death didn't end the questions, it fueled them. The handling of his case and his subsequent death has led to years of speculation that powerful people may have covered up their connections to him, leading to demands for the full case file to be made public. This isn't just about idle curiosity. The case has long been a focal point for so-called internet detectives and conspiracy theorists who are convinced that Epstein's crimes are tied to major political figures in both parties. The public's intense interest was first sparked by the incredibly lenient plea deal Epstein received after his first criminal charges, a deal that gave him minimal punishment for what were described as years of sexual abuse of high school-aged girls. Now, with Musk's accusation, the simmering pot of conspiracy and demand for transparency is boiling over. But let's be cautious for a moment. As legal experts point out, simply being mentioned in criminal case files doesn't necessarily mean anything sinister. These records are often filled with the names of victims, witnesses, and other innocent individuals who happen to come into contact with a suspect or evidence in a case. However, the history between Trump and Epstein is well documented and complex, which adds fuel to the fire. The two certainly moved in the same wealthy social circles in New York and Florida for years. In a now infamous 2002 interview with New York Magazine, Trump spoke quite freely about his relationship with Epstein. He said he had known Epstein for 15 years and called him a terrific guy who was a lot of fun to be with. In that very same interview, Trump made a comment that is chilling in hindsight. He added, "It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do. and many of them are on the younger side. Fast forward to 2019, after Epstein's arrest. President Trump's tone changed dramatically. He began to distance himself from the disgraced financier. "I knew him like everybody in Palm Beach knew him," Trump said. "I don't think I've spoken to him in 15 years. I was not a fan." From terrific guy to not a fan, that's a significant shift. And it's this perceived contradiction that his critics and now Elon Musk are seizing upon. The controversy is deepened by the Trump administration's own handling of the Epstein records. In February of this year, officials, including Attorney General Pam Bondi, released what they called Phase 1 of the Epstein files. The release was met with widespread contempt and ridicule when it became clear that most of the material had already been previously disclosed. It felt less like transparency and more like a token gesture, which only intensified the demands for the real, unredacted files. Since that disappointing release, Attorney General Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel have reportedly assigned dozens of agents and prosecutors to review and prepare more of the Epstein files for public release. But there is still no clear timeline for when Phase 2 will be made public. According to sources familiar with the internal operations, federal officials are struggling with a genuine dilemma: how to responsibly release this information when it could potentially destroy the reputations of innocent people whose names might appear in the documents. But for many online, especially influential right-wing personalities, this delay is unacceptable. They have been relentlessly demanding the release of what they call a client list. It's a powerful and damning term, but according to the known facts of the case, it may not even be accurate. The case details show Epstein repeatedly hiring girls to work for him at his homes, paying them for massages, which he would then turn into sexual acts. The term client list oversimplifies a far more sordid and complex operation, yet the clamor for it continues. This brings us back to the central question: why is Elon Musk making this explosive claim right now? Is he a truth-teller blowing the whistle on a massive cover-up? Or is he cynically using one of the darkest scandals of our time as ammunition in his personal feud with Donald Trump? The timing, in the midst of a vengative online battle, certainly suggests that personal animosity is a powerful motivator. Musk's accusation puts the Trump administration in an impossible position. If they continue to delay the release of the files, it will be seen by many as proof that they are hiding something, just as Musk claims. If they rush the release, they risk harming innocent people and being accused of reckless endangerment of reputations. It's a political checkmate delivered on social media. So, what are the key takeaways from this political firestorm? First, we have a direct, albeit unproven, accusation from one of the world's most powerful figures against another. Elon Musk has claimed President Trump is in the Epstein files and is blocking their release. This has injected a volatile new element into an already sensitive issue. Second, the history between Trump and Epstein is a matter of public record, characterized by Trump's own conflicting statements. He praised Epstein for years before distancing himself after the financier's downfall. This history provides fertile ground for suspicion. Third, the administration's own handling of the files has created an environment of distrust. The lackluster Phase 1 release was seen by many as a failure of transparency, and the ongoing delay of Phase 2 only fuels speculation about a potential cover-up, regardless of the legitimate concerns about protecting innocent individuals mentioned in the documents. We are witnessing a clash of titans played out in the court of public opinion, with the dark legacy of Jeffrey Epstein as the weapon of choice. Musk's motives may be complex, a mix of personal animosity, a desire for transparency, or a calculated business move. But whatever his reasons, His words have ensured that the shadows of the Epstein case will continue to loom large over the landscape of American power. The truth, as Musk himself said, will eventually come out. The question is, what will it reveal when it does? That's all the time we have for today on US and World Politics Decoded. The situation is developing, and we will be here to analyze it every step of the way. What do you think is behind Musk's accusation? Is it a political hit job or a genuine call for truth? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to stay ahead of the headlines and understand the real stories shaping our world, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs to see it, and subscribe to US and World Politics Decoded. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching.